So, is good old Florida crushing the appreciation game? As of 2024, the Florida housing market continues significant appreciation versus some of the other areas in the country where everything is kind of slowing down more dramatically. This trend is driven by several different factors, one being a strong economy and high demand for housing, as well as supply and demand. The median home price in Florida has been rising steadily over the past 4 years. According to recent data, the overall median home price in Florida is around $385,000, which makes it a significant increase over the past few years. And this upward trend it's seen throughout various regions of the state, driven by an influx of new residents, climate, job opportunities, political affiliation, and a big one for us is we get a lot of people moving here because we have no state income tax. So what drives growth for the state of Florida? Population growth. Florida has been one of the fastest growing states in the US for several years. Thanks to COVID and our always open thought process, a lot of people wanted to come because of that, right? This state attracts a lot of retirees, a lot of young professionals and families due to the warm climate, the recreational opportunities, and all the other amenities that we have here in our state. Cost of living is a lot lower than some of the other coastal states like California. So we have a lot of people moving from California and as well as New York coming our direction. We also have a very strong economic stability here. Florida's diverse economy, which includes tourism, agriculture, and technology, provides stable foundation for real estate appreciation because we have a lot of people coming in. In our particular area, we have a ton of military. So this provides for a constant churn of the market, if you will, because we have people that are getting orders and moving to our area and leaving on a very consistent yearly basis. So this allows for a very fluid market. Even when other markets may be a little bit more stagnant, our area tends to be a little bit more resilient to some of the economic influences because of the military that we have here. Housing demand, driven by, of course, supply and demand. So if there's a high demand for housing, it's typically because there's a lower supply, right? Like supply and demand go hand in hand. One of the reasons prices went up so much during COVID was there was a lack of supply. Therefore, there was a higher demand because of the interest rates, and because of that, prices escalated very quickly. The supply and demand imbalance has driven home prices up significantly in our area, as well as other areas all across the US. So I don't think we're gonna see any major changes in this. Inventory has increased, but at the same time, the quality of the product hasn't increased. So we have a lot more houses coming on the market, but a lot of them are sitting because there's a lot of sellers right now that are not necessarily listening to their agents and pricing homes where they need to be. They're pricing them where they want them to be, but not where they need to be in order to get them sold. With the influx of all the people coming into our state on a regular basis, that also has a huge bearing on what our supply and demand and what our prices are because of that supply and demand. Homeowners in Florida have seen substantial gains in their property values over the past few years, which enhances their net worth and their equity, of course, in those properties. For example, properties purchased just a few years ago have doubled annually in appreciation rate. Not like 3 or 4%, we're talking like 10% year over year for the last several years. Last year was down a little bit. I think it was only in the sixes, but think about that for long-term wealth, right? You can build wealth by buying a home in Florida. Like, it can happen. It has happened and will continue to happen. The appreciation benefits for homeownership has increased their home equity, which can be leveraged with home equity lines of credit, like all sorts of other avenues that, like, if you need to touch or tap into that money, you can if you need to. You could tap in, pull the money out, and maybe use it towards another investment. You know, the outlook for Florida housing market remains positive. Now, is it the same as it was 2 years ago? No, it's just different. Is it still positive? Yes. I like to equate this to like driving down the highway going 100 miles an hour. You gonna get there faster? Sure. What happens when you see a cop? You slow down. You still gonna get there? Yes, you are. Just may take a little longer. Same thing going with the housing market right now. Are homes still appreciating? Yes, just not at the tick they were like a couple years ago. So, one of the good things about that is affordability comes back into play as well, because we can't afford year over year 10% appreciation. I don't know about you, but like most people are not getting a 10% raise at work every year. So therefore, cost of living has gone up dramatically. So we need the market to slow down. Here I am in the business. Am I gonna make more money if homes sell for a higher price? Sure, but it doesn't matter. I would rather sell more homes at a lower price point where affordability is good, people are able to still go and enjoy their life because all their money isn't tied into a mortgage payment. The analysts are predicting that home prices in Florida will continue to appreciate and potentially, at a slower rate than what we've seen, because those were unicorn years, folks. The last couple years were the unicorn years. So if you're thinking about being a home seller here soon, but you're thinking, okay, well, I want to hold off a couple more years because my housing price will probably double again, I got news for you. That's probably not going to be the case. The doubling of housing prices and appreciation is gone away. We're going to be more to a more normal, balanced appreciation, more balanced investment for your properties, right? It can't go on forever. Every good thing must come to an end, and the double-digit appreciation has come to an end for now. Am I saying it's going to come back? Maybe someday, because as we know, the real estate market goes up and it goes down. So, hope you found this video helpful. We'll see you on the next one.